Yes, there was another trip to the garden center and I wanted to show you quickly the brand new load of perennials that I picked up. I know, we just did a makeover series. Actually, if you've missed it, go check it out because we did everything. We sowed some seeds, we prepared a design, and then planted a wonderful summer garden. I cannot wait to see it bloom. And we have a lot more spaces in the garden that need planting. A lot of containers, possibly a new flower bed, a woodland garden. So I want to show you the few new bits that I got. I picked up 3 plants of this Alchemilla Mollis. It's a variety called Thriller. It's a very versatile plant and you typically see it as underplanting for roses. It produces really wispy blooms in a beautiful lime green color that can contrast really well with many colors. It will tolerate part shade and sunnier conditions. It grows 25 to 40 centimeters tall. And I really love how fluffy its leaves are. That's going to be great. So I have 3 plants of this. I actually was so lucky to find the nursery where I got all these plants because they had a lot of different varieties from what you normally see and something a bit more specialized. And I couldn't contain my excitement when I found this Thalictrum delavayi Hewitt double. It's the I don't know if you can hear it, but every time I try to speak, there's like, I don't know, it's a horn. Anyway, what I was saying, yes, this is the most ethereal plant out there. It produces those really small lilac blooms that are very difficult to photograph, but it gives that, airy dimension to a border, a lot of movement. It intermingles well with plants. It grows up to 2 meters tall. So it's definitely going to end up taking a lot of space in the border, but because the blooms are really small and the foliage is very delicate, it's something that you can almost bring towards the middle, or dare I say the front of the border, so that you can see through it and still see the rest of the plants in the background. It's beautiful. And I've never grown it before, but it's been on my list for a while, so I can't wait to grow it. And this is super versatile because it grows from sun to shade. Okay, next I picked up some lupins. I always try to grow them from seed, and for me it's always a process that takes a long time. I never get them to bloom on time, or they get snacked on by slugs and snails and everything in between. So I picked up 3 plants. It's a variety called Lupinus polyphyllus rose. It's a beautiful pink color. They're well underway. I think we're definitely going to get a lot of blooms with these. Again, a little grouping of 3. I also stopped by the annual section. Last year I grew this beautiful Euphorbia called Diamant Frost. It bloomed for the entire season. It's pretty drought resistant, so it's really good for containers. It produces this beautiful mounding cloud of delicate wispy white blooms. It's one of my favorites. So I picked up again 3 plants. Cannot wait. Okay, next, this Basil Magic Blue was actually kind of hidden, tucked away, far away from the annual herb section, so I think I might have stolen, without really knowing it, someone's little stash. But I've never seen like such a beautiful basil. It has a beautiful purple veining and it's flowering, ornamental and edible plant at the same time. So I think it's going to be perfect either in a flower bed or tucked in a little potager corner. So I got again 3 plants, and those are going to get pretty massive. It says here they're very vigorous and they grow 60 to 80 centimeters tall. So, actually apparently I can keep it year round if I protect it over winter. Ooh, that's really nice. That purple is wonderful. It also has really beautiful purple stems. Go for basil as an ornamental plant. Let's go to flat 2, and I have a 3rd one still to show you. Okay, so first I want to talk about this cutest grass ever. Its nickname is called bunny tails, and you guessed why. This literally looks like a little bunny. The proper Latin name is Lagurus Ovatus. It's supposed to flower from June, July to August, but it looks like it's already seeding away, so that's really good. It wants sun, and I want this to create a beautiful meadow effect. I hope it spreads. So I'm not sure yet if I'm going to put it at the front, because if it needs full sun, it's probably better in the front garden. I also tried to start some from seed. Last year, the seedlings got lost in translation, but I think it's pretty easy to start from seed if you wanted to try that. Okay, I picked up some more grasses because it was something that was absolutely missing from the flower beds and from the garden in general. And it's really something that you want to add. It brings movement, beautiful wispy seed heads, and it's one of those plants that stays very beautiful in that later part of the season from September onwards. So really something to consider adding to bring more versatility in your garden. Also, you can really tie together some planting and just makes, you know, all the plants intermingle, really beautiful. This is called Descampsia cespitosa. It's going to grow up to 1 meter tall and takes sun to part sun. So again, very versatile. I think the foliage is evergreen. I'm not entirely sure. There's not a lot of info on the tag, so I'll probably have to research some of the plants a little bit. Okay, the next plant that I picked up is the classic Verbena bonariensis. It is absolutely beautiful, a magnet for bees, produces clusters of small lilac blooms. Definitely the underlying color scheme that I'm going for the garden. I absolutely love purple in blooms. And it flowers all season long, it spreads, it grows up to 150 centimeters, so pretty tall. Because the structure of the plant is pretty airy, you can still see through. That can provide you with a really lovely soft screening option, for example, to give a bit of privacy, but still, you know, let light through and be see-through. Loves full sun. It's also a really great addition for a wildflower meadow. All right, and our beautiful little color towards the front is another RD geranium. This is a variety called Else Lacey, and again loves sun and part shade conditions and grows up to 40 centimeters tall. It's gonna flower throughout summers from June all the way to August. It's already in full bloom now, a little bit ahead of this season. It has this beautiful double lilac blooms. It's really, really sweet. I would absolutely go for geraniums. They come in a range of shapes and colors, especially RD geraniums, because of course they come back year on year. They flower for a very long time. You can divide them year on year, so continue perpetuating your crop. They are a great accent in a border. They are great for underplanting a range of plants. They can deal with pretty much any soils, so a really great addition. Okay, that last flat is a bit less full. I have 3 Tiarella Pink Skyrocket. This is a really lovely plant for something more shaded. So shade to part shade. It produces really wonderful dainty blooms again from April to July. So something again that flowers for a pretty long time. Its foliage is evergreen, so that gives you that really nice autumn winter interest. Look at the blooms on this one. So I have 3 plants of this. Then I found more Digitalis mertonensis. I had found one at the time that I popped into the flower bed. Well, it's high time to repot these or plant them up. Actually, I think there are 2 or even 3 plants in this one. And I picked up another 2 so that I could create a little trio. So I'll try to tuck them in there. I really love Digitalis. They self-seed profusely. So if you want plants in your garden that self-seed readily and that you plant once and enjoy for many years, this is definitely a plant for you. It's a biannual, so if you're starting from seed, a given year it will only flower the next. So this is why also you shouldn't cut off the seed heads too soon unless you don't want it to spread, so that you can get that second crop of flower the year after. And for our woodland garden, I picked up another type of Digitalis. This one is your classic Digitalis purpurea, and this is William Limoncello. And it stopped me in my tracks because it had well, I picked blooms that were not quite open, but at the nursery there were plants that were a little bit further ahead. And they had the most beautiful pale yellow, really sorbet color. And I thought that would be absolutely lovely because light colors really pop, and so in an area that's a little bit more shaded like a woodland, I tend to gravitate towards blooms that are going to be a bit lighter so that they're going to pop. And same as the other type of Digitalis, they're going to spread. So I'm hoping that we're going to have a lovely field and a mass of those plants is going to be lovely. In the area, I'm also going to add some forget-me-nots. So we're going to have the blue and the yellow. I think that's going to be super sweet. And I also got 2 massive Astilbe. Hold on. Okay. And I also got 2 massive Astilbe. These are variety called Astilbe arendsii Diamant. Beautiful white, and again, that's gonna pop in a shaded area. I only got 2 plants because I thought I could get away with dividing these and getting more plants. This is going to be an absolute showstopper. I can't wait to plant them. It's actually going to be part of a woodland garden that I'm starting on top of all the containers and probably more borders. So can't wait to plant it up. It's going to be beautiful. Those plumes are just lovely. And I think it blooms for a pretty long time. No, just July and August. The foliage isn't evergreen, so they're gonna disappear back underground. I hope you enjoyed this plant haul, and of course we're going to plant all of these up. So next week, the first planting video is going to be the makings of a woodland garden. It's not really a woodland, more an area under the oak tree, but I still selected some of the plants that I showed you so that they would have a more woodland feel. So join us next week for planting. See you there. Thanks for watching. Bye.